I forgot to adjust my stitch length. Hi there. Today we're going to talk about how to properly use a seam ripper. Yes, this is just scrap fabric, and yes, I intentionally didn't adjust my stitch length properly so that I could share this with you. So most of you, when you bought your sewing machine, might have gotten a seam ripper that looks like this. Now, I can't remember if this one had the little red ball on the end. It probably didn't. But I would suggest if you have one like this, throw it in the trash and get one that has the little red ball, because that's a lifesaver. Because to properly use a seam ripper, this is mine, this was a Christmas gift. That little red ball comes in seriously handy. So a lot of people, and I've seen this, they will sit and just manually pick all these stitches using the sharp end. And sure, I've used a long stitch length here, but if it had been a shorter stitch length, it might be a little more difficult to pick those stitches. So here comes the really cool and part that a lot of people don't know. So open up your fabric. I like to lay it flat on my surface and kind of hold it apart with my fingers. And then I'm going to take that red ball and slip it behind the stitches. And I'm just going to run it right along there, being careful not to get that point into the fabric. And it's that easy. No picking of individual stitches, and that little red ball, the purpose of that is to keep that bottom portion from stabbing into your fabric and ripping it, because in the little groove there is actually a blade, and if I turn it just right, you can see how it's beveled there, and it is sharp. One thing I should note is be careful with this. They tend to be very sharp, and you can stab yourself with them. That's not what happened to my finger here. This was a screwdriver mishap when making a tassel for one of the Devons that I made recently. It's healing. But anyway, that is how you properly use a seam ripper. It comes apart very easily, and I hope some of you find this useful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.